Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. This week we are looking at one of my personal favorite mile and a halves, the Chicagoland Speedway. Hopefully I can give you guys a lot of information about this place, so strap in and let's get to it. For the race, I think it's incredibly important to tell you guys right off the bat that I think the bottom is going to be the most preferred lane throughout the race. Incredibly important to know that the second and fourth lanes around this racetrack are pretty much useless. Um, I know it might seem like a really good idea to try to run up against the wall. In theory, you would want to, but with the way that the current track surface is, it's not an option at all because of the lack of grip. It honestly feels like the nose is just a mile in the air or something. The car does not want to turn in the second or the fourth lanes, which makes it really difficult to try to avoid dirty air. Um, in one and two, the bottom and the third lane are really good. The third lane is just good enough to hold somebody up on the bottom. I think if you're trying to make a pass on the bottom, it's going to be hard to complete. You're really going to have to work for it because the top in one and two is just good enough. Where the top in three and four, or sorry, the third lane in three and four really isn't. And the reason for that is because of how much grip is on the white line. Traditionally, throughout the years of racing here, the white line has always been where all the grip is. You kind of just have the left side of the car pull you all the way around the corner. Now, to get to those white lines in three and four, you'll notice that I take a more shallow entry. You want to get to the white line almost as soon as you can. That's just how it's always been around here. Where one and two, you want to try to arc the corner a lot more than you do in three and four. So watching these laps, you'll see my arc into one and two is a much wider arc. Get down to the white line, and as soon as you get to the white line in either corner, you want to be getting back into the gas. Uh, Otherwise, you're really giving up a lot of time. There's enough grip down here to where the the corner and the left side tires are just going to pull you around the corner. Where if you run any other lane, you don't have that grip pulling you around. So you're relying more on the mechanics of the car, which is what makes the bottom so good. The tires are going to dictate how long you can run the bottom. I'm assuming. If you're driving as hard as I am, like I'm not saving in these 10 laps. I mean, if this was my race pace, I'd be falling back pretty quickly. But again, I'm doing a 10 lap run here to show you guys how to get around here. So you don't want to be running this hard in the race. Traffic will make you slow down, but you really want to pace yourself at the beginning of the run. And if you're able to do that, the third lane, at least in one and two, is going to be an option for you to try to catch people because you can carry some good momentum down the corner. You just have to get a few laps up there to really work yourself into it and find the limit to make it effective. The top in three and four really isn't that effective. As you could see, the lap that we went to the top in one and two only, I was only a couple hundredths off, right? It's just as the tires wear, this lane is going to become more useful. Where in three and four, you can feel the lack of grip, and there's also a bump right here that we're going to go over. There it was. Um, you can trust it. It is going to unsettle the car a little bit, but it helps it rotate. The problem is if you're on the gas before that bump, when it wants to rotate, it wants to spin out. So you kind of have to wait till you get over that bump before you get into the gas. Otherwise, you're going to get really, really loose and it's going to be uncontrollable. Okay, coming around to finish this lap, we'll switch to the in-car camera for you guys so you guys can get the in-car perspective, and we'll talk more later. Okay, guys, couple things to go over again. Uh, the entrance to both corners are a little different. Again, in 1 and 2, you want that bigger arc. You don't want to drive it down to the line like you do in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is a little wider corner. By arcing it, you get to carry a little more corner speed through the center. Okay, whereas 3 and 4, you want to shallow that entry a little bit and get down to the white line. If you find that you're tight, especially going into 3, back the corner up, use your brake bias, but back the corner up. And if you have to take an arc, it's okay to take an arc. It's going to take you longer to get down to the white line, and the white line is where all the grip is. Okay, as we go through the video here, you guys should notice that I'm lifting well before the traffic light down here in 3. I'm lifting well before that to get into the corner. It's okay to give up a little on entry because you're going to make up for it coming off the corner. Okay, guys, that'll do it for this week's video. If you find that this video was helpful, please consider leaving a like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment down below and we will get back to them throughout the week. And lastly, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you guys can see these videos every Monday once Maconi Setup Shops post them on their YouTube channel. All right, best of luck this week, and we'll see you out on the track.